Hey folks, welcome back to Let's Play Wo Long Fallen Dynasty on the Mysterious JG. Um, I'm getting into this game. I'm having fun with it. The thing that was so stressful, part of what was really stressful in the original Neo, was that you lost all of your progress towards leveling up if you died. You got one chance to get back to where you were when you died and retrieve your soul or spirit, whatever. I guess that's the same as Dark Souls. I never played Dark Souls. I know people have said, "Oh, Neo is just kind of a retread of Dark Souls." Yeah, maybe it's fine. Then Neo 2 was in a way a lot less stressful because it had the mechanic where if you chose, you could invest a lot of like your accessories and stuff into a percent chance of automatically retrieving your spirit, which basically meant um, if you died, and you had to go back to the last continue point, but you could make it so that you had like a more than 3 and 4 chance of not losing your experience that you'd gained. Now this game, but also Neo 2 was just like really fucking hard in a lot of places, in a lot of ways. Um, this game, uh, I haven't really been registering how far or close or far away I am from a level up. Because it's not as obvious to me what difference it's making most of the time. I mean, I guess when I get to a certain level, it's going to affect what spells I have access to, but the spells haven't really been all that effective, even if I've kind of tried to go in that direction. Like, getting a level up so I can get a skill point and unlocking a new ninja ability or Onmyo magic in Neo felt like kind of a big deal. In this game, it's like, the magic kind of sucks. It is mostly just like get good at the core gameplay, which is, it's very much about parry then attack. And parry, get the right parry timing for these fancy glowing red. Like, Neo didn't have that at all. I mean, there was a meter that would wear like you couldn't just expend all your energy. You would run out of energy. You couldn't just constantly attack, and constantly blocking would wear out your guard meter and blah blah. Those mechanics existed, but Neo introduced the do a special type of counter at a specific moment when an enemy is flashing, doing a specific type of counterable attack, and you can cash in. But it's not the only way to play the game. In this game, it really does seem to be like, yeah, that's what you got to do. Like that first boss is like, yeah, you got to do those counters or else you're not hurting it. So what I'm finding as I play is that I really enjoy the stages themselves, particularly because they've introduced jumping. Like there's just a lot more. It's like fun to navigate around, sneak around on the roofs, try to sneak up. Like sneaking up on enemies is just much more of a thing than it was in Neo. They really had to be laid out for you to sneak up on them. Because there wasn't that many things you could find different paths around. And I snuck around in Neo mostly in an effort to avoid engaging too many enemies at a time. In this game, I guess I could put points into the thing that gives you a bit more stealth. It's really fun to hop around and try to like get enemies, jump off a roof and kill an enemy from above. It's a little bit more of a Ghost of Tsushima style thing. Exploring the game status themselves can be a lot of fun. I also don't feel like there's so far there haven't been. It's not that they don't exist, but there haven't been as many cruel traps as Neo 2. Neo 2 is like you can't take 2 steps without a snake lady dropping off of the ceiling in a room that you couldn't see into until you entered the door. And then if you're not guarding, an enemy drops from the ceiling and it kills you. That's like constant. This game's got a lot less of that, although there's some. Like there was a point where you walk into a pathway and a boulder is rolled down at you. That kind of thing happens sporadically. But what I'm kind of forgetting is like, I wonder how often I'd be leveling up if I wasn't getting killed. But I can't bring myself to worry about it quite as much. But all of this is to say that the thing that makes this game stressful and like brings back some of my memories of the Neo stress is the boss fights. That first boss fight was rough. None of them since then. Even I refought that monkey boss, and it took me more tries to beat it than it did when we fought it initially. It wasn't as frustrating as fighting that first boss, and hopefully I'll just get better. But that's the thing. It's like the part of the game that's fun isn't necessarily making me better for the boss fights, and the temptation is to put points into stealth to make the main game wandering around the stages even more fun, and that will have no benefit during the boss fights. The only thing that leveling up that attribute gets me, I think, is that it makes. I think it helps magic somewhat. It makes magic like cheaper. And again, magic, most of the not really being that useful so far for the most part. I prefer this system where we can use magic spell as much as we want. It just is costing us from that key meter. Like if you cast the spell, then you're going to have to. You can't just keep casting them. You're going to have to like let your meter recover for a moment. That's preferable to me to. You get 3 casts of this spell before you have to go back to a Kodama Shrine, because that really was just like, okay, you have to save it for boss fights. It's like you can't be using it anywhere other than boss fights, or when you know that there's going to be another Kodama Shrine before the next boss, so I can use it now. Like now, it's like you can use it whenever you want. It's kind of like an infinite resource, except you've got to get your morale meter high enough to use magic. I don't know. There's little things that are different. I have to remind myself this isn't just Neo. I mean, they're giving you a preloaded.
The might of Sun Jian shall be.
Cool, buddy. They're giving. Oh, see, I turned to look at them and suddenly couldn't hear him anymore. They're giving you a preloaded Anjin-san. So clearly, this is connected with Neo in that sense. But the little differences I'm finding interesting. I'm also finding. Again, I'm finding the regular stages more fun than the bosses. Yeah, see? You have to do the little fancy counter. All my magics are available for use now. What do I got? Ice Sword, Ice Blast, because that was the... Whatever the hell ice does, I don't know if he was afflicted with ice there for that minute or not. Ow. Ow. You also have allies a lot more often. Like a higher percentage of the fights you're given allies. Alright, so we were able to draw him out of the main zone. Remember, our overall objective here is to fight our way... This is the Yellow Turban's main camp, and we're fighting our way through with no support. It's like, the reason we're fighting alone is because there's not guys to help us. And yet... Alright, see, that's cool. I can even use this to save myself projectiles. I was waiting for this guy to... Because he's still alive up there, that guy. Is like barely alive, but he's alive. I'm trying to use magic now because I was talking about it last time, so it's got me thinking about whether I should be using it more. I guess Sun Jian went up there and dealt with that guy. Alrighty. At about half health, actually. think I can sneak up on him. There's no one else here who's going to catch us, but never mind, I can't sneak up on him. Haven't put enough points into stealth on account of it's a trap. Doesn't make you better at the boss fights, which are the part that is the most difficult anyway. Okay, something went roar. Well, there's a wizard up there that I'm trying to figure out. Can I shoot him from a distance and avoid making trouble? That did almost nothing to him, unfortunately. So that's a problem. But where'd he go? Oh, that's right. I have this inventory problem I didn't deal with between sessions. I meant to do something about this, and I didn't. Nameless. Yeah, I need to start getting rid of some. Is there a way I can, like... In prior games, there was a way I could, just, like, highlight a bunch of them at once, but here... Whatever, let's just do that. Okay. I don't know what happened to that wizard, but I kind of want to find him and deal with him before we engage in anything too involved. Huh? What was that noise? I guess he died somehow and all that. Oh, that's an archer. Alright, well I want to get up onto... Is there a guy up there? No, I want to get up onto... I didn't think I was going to be able to make that, but that's great. Okay. Definitely want to get rid of this dude. This seems to be like a trap to leave him alone. And there's a unit whose morale can be... Okay, that means we're close... Could mean we're close to a save point. A new flag. We've taken over their country through the cunning use of flags. Yeah, there's one back there. Okay. Are you a part of that guy's special unit? Zombie friend? Oh, I didn't mean to come this direction. I thought I was getting further away from you than I was. Woo, okay, that wasn't exactly what I meant. Sun Jian, retreat, strategic retreat time, please. Ow, okay, I didn't mean to run into that.
Now this is what I call a battle.
Oh, he came after me. I thought you were going after him. Okay. Sun Jian's not in great shape. But we blasted our way forward to a new continuation in the middle of all this. We didn't lay our flag down, but we was trying to make sure that we were positioned so that we could. And I think we have done. So that little unit of guys may not respawn now that we've raised our battle flag. And fairly importantly, we got Sun Jian's life back. Your allies seem much more important in this game. There's a lot more missions where you've got some. And they actually take out enemies instead of just acting as something else they can target. That's how it seemed to invariably work in Neo. All right, Mr. Axeman. I'd like to ask you a question. What's it feel like to be murdered by me? Oh, level 4 oath with Sun Jian, so we're buddies. Don't know how many of these guys we get to repeat and come back for additional stages. Did we murder you before? I'm not sure if we've ever murdered you before. Sun Jian, you want to help? We got 81 accolades and a tiger seal. We were able to put a tiger in our tank. And as I figured, he would be guarding a little flag. But it's a little flag we already got last time, so I guess I didn't register that. Oh well, no real harm done. We just come right back here. Hit this flag again. How close are we to leveling up? We got a ways to go. We're about 2/3 of the way leveling up. No, not 2/3. More than half. Somewhere between 1/2 and 2/3. You guys can figure out the math. Yeah, this is the one that increases... Okay. This one makes your magic better just by duration a high level spirit can be maintained for, and spirit consumed by wizardry spells. Nothing makes your wizardry spells stronger. This just makes it so that they take less spirit. And then this one's the one that gives you stealth, but it also means you lose less when deflecting. So it's really not that great. This is the one that's like flat out how much you gain, how much you lose while deflecting. This is weight limit. What I probably need to put more into is this, which is how fast you gain spirit, and then this is, honestly, this is what we need. Just 8 hit points and the ability to not lose all your spirit when you get attacked. I'm not using those martial arts attacks. I probably should be. If like go back into the tutorials and see what they are, other than just a fancy thing you can do that has a cool down. That's annoying. I thought I was going to sneak in a hit. I am using the big slow weapon. I thought I would sneak in a hit that would just barely be enough to kill him. Oh, you're just like hopping around like a monkey? Before you detected us. You started to detect us in mid-monkey hop, and I guarded, which makes me less detectable. I avenged Lycan 0901. Okay. So somewhere out there was some moss that had been defeated by that yellow turban, and I helped to get them to get their moss revenge. I hope they're liking the fact that I avenged their mossy death. I feel like I was already up here exploring before, yeah. Found a little side path over there. I got a full view of the... Oh, see, the tiger guy did come back. I thought he was gone because we wiped out the unit that was defending that, that flat... Ah, fuck! And I did take fall damage from that. Fair enough. Although I got the jump on this guy. He didn't really seem to be ready for me there. But anyway, we've been here and it doesn't go anywhere, so... Always use genuine key flakes. Oh, that's a throwing knife. Never mind. But just like a treasure just sitting there, I'm used to it being a genuine key flake or something. All right. Well, I think this is one end of the world, or edge of the map, end of the world type thing. We've maxed out our spirit. And we've got a little... Oh, it's cool. So this is like a little alternate path. We actually managed to get here from the correct side to open the door without first finding it from a side where we couldn't do anything with it. Oh, because it's really... Oh, never mind. There's nothing in here except this, and there's no way to get back out. It's just a side flag you can get if you are so inclined. Oh, I thought you were going to be a thing we need to interact with for sure. So he can't see Sun Jian, but he can see me. Fair enough. It's not a particularly good guard, honestly. I guess that's one way to avoid his attack, just kind of wander off sideways. Alright, any minute now we're going to run into the inventory issue again, so... Nameless warrior guard, nameless footwear. Them is some kind of ritual, know what I mean? I figure the yellow turban bandit shit's probably not that valuable, right? Man, we got a lot of them. The yellow one, bandit hats. I should be selling these for gold, so... Or something. I guess maybe I can either look that up on the interwebs, or just... What are we supposed to do with this crap? There must be some... Either you get little bits of gold, in the last game you could turn them in for experience with the Kodama Shrines. There's got to be something you can do with these. So I'm not just discarding them, even if they're, like, junk. Rank 3 leather. This is definitely a good entry point for this area, because these guys would be much better positioned to see me come in and murder me if I came from that door. All right. We avenge Linian, who is the young female friend of Beetlejuice in the cartoons. In the movie, she's more like the person that he was trying to do statutory rape with. Well, I guess it was just rape. But he wanted to marry her when she was underage. And he was not in a red state, so it was not okay. Sorry, red state guys. That has come up on the news recently. Like, states where they're really fighting to restrict abortion are also states where some of the state legislatures are trying to get rid of laws preventing people from marrying when they're 12. It is not, I'm not making it up. You can look it up. I might be highlighting embarrassing stories when there are plenty of embarrassing Sun Jian, who is this fellow that you've summoned to fight us, and why did you do that? I think it's time to... We slew Ruffian Zhang Hong, and now we can level up. I still don't really understand exactly where Zhang Hong came from. He was just suddenly fighting... Like, it looked like a remnant from Neo 2, or Neo, where, like, you hit a grave and a random spawn character fighting with weapons that would be available to you shows up, who's the ghost of a slain adventurer or whatever. Ow. But yeah, we can level, so I kind of want to do that before we call it a video. But we are heading towards the big exit. I feel like if we go up there, we get the boss fight. There's this courtyard here. It's pretty cool. We seem to have mostly cleared it. And beyond it lies the end, which I ain't quite ready for. Because I'm afraid it would be the end of us. Oil of Awakening. It's like Oil of Olay, but more ancient Chinese. Be-doop-be-doop-be-doop. Yeah, see, I got a little better at these guys, too. You want to have the big, slow hits timed a certain way. Because they're not really big ones for guarding that much. Dragon Vein Crystal, which is all green and fancy. Genuine key flakes. Damn it! I guess I'm just not sneaky enough. Well, we've made progress. We hit a few flags, but we've still got another big flag and 2 little flags. So either I missed a big flag on the way, or I'm wrong about the fact that up that hill immediately we'll be fighting the boss of the level. I'm guessing we could open this from either side. Yeah, this is just that gate. I wasn't trying to, like, shut off his voice acting, whatever. Well, here's what we're doing. You see that zombie wandering around in the background of our, like, level up screen. You're perfectly safe here. Just menu to your heart's content. Don't worry about that zombie. So with wizardry spells, that requires a level 10. I'm just like, is there anything where I really... I'm just a little short of something great here. Not really. Battle phase is at 12. And I can already, and I got it to 12 specifically so I could get Toxin Weapon, which I then haven't found as useful as I was hoping it would be. Toxin Bubbles releases bubbles of poison in the front. What is this? Venomous Discharge. Bubbles will burst and create a poison bog where they hit enemies or train. The bog will cause continuous damage to enemies dodging it. So if I decided to push metal phase one more time, which is my main thing I've leveled, I would get access to a fancy new spell. Release a curse bullet to the front that will form a poison fog around the enemy it hits. The fog will cause damage over time to enemies touching it. Actually, I have a choice here, because this is Devouring Swamp, although it has a special prerequisite. So there's that. Otherwise, it's, shoot that poison arrow through my heart. This creates a frost that turns to icy pillars after a certain period of time. The ice pillars accelerate forward or towards the target that were locked on when they were summoned. What? It's like a delayed action. I don't understand this one at all. It just looks like it's it looks like a terrible version of that spell that you've already got. But I think the thing we need to do is just work on our, like, I don't know. It is tempting. Like if I do Metal Face one more time, we get a new spell that may actually be useful. But only against dumb, slow enemies. Otherwise, it's just I need to get wood and fire caught up with everything else because I'm not good at those things. But honestly, now that I'm seeing that there is like a new spell, maybe we'll actually go Metal Phase again. Let's see. Metal Phase would make one of our weapons slightly better, but really it's like Spirit Sustainability. It makes our wizardry spells very slightly cheaper, and it gives us access to that spell. Whereas this would give us 7 hit points. Better spell duration. I didn't know that affected that. Better spirit defense. This is a better overall level up. It's just that this would give us a Whoppet. I mean, a new magical Whoppet. And this improves both of our weapons and damage. I guess this does affect... Well, different weapon types are affected by different spirits, yeah. Alright, Metal Virtue. Last time we're going to level it up. Because, for a long time. Because if you look... This is also level 13 is required. But we need a special prerequisite. This would require like 7 more levels. 17 more levels. Like... these two pop, and then we've got a big gap of 7 levels before the next. So we will learn this one. We will level up Metal. Now the question is, instead of life, what does Life Wither actually do? Release a curse bolt to the front. Enemies hit will receive more damage for a certain period of time. This could be where I say, hey, let's go. I got Toxin Weapon. And then I could go with Repression Crutch. Enemies hit was will recover from disruption more slowly. I know we got to call a video, but I'm still like. Oh, I'm hitting the wrong button. Is it doing anything to it? Was it recovering health because it's like undead? I have. Well, I came out of that with less spirit than I had going in. I was at 25. I got to 24. Anyway, maybe this new spell I got is worthless garbage, but I wanted to find out. And we might find out even more next time. See you then.